You're listening to 91 Reasons, a journey into the twisted landscape of pop culture. Keep your hands and arms inside the podcast at all times. And now, the voice, Jeff Tucker.
All right, welcome. Welcome to episode 8. It's episode 8 of the Homestuck journey. It is a dark day. It is a dark day in the Homestuck realm, and we'll get to that in a second. We want to thank everybody around the world who is listening to us and posting on Reddit and wondering who the heck we are. And thank you to the one guy on Reddit who said that he enjoyed the show, that he binge listened to all 7 episodes, and that he found the show was a great way to sort of indoctrinate his own parents into learning about what the heck Homestuck is. So to that guy, we say thanks. He's learning. He's using the show properly. So if we can help one guy, right, we've done it. If we help one guy in one town somewhere in the world, we've done our job. But the numbers were incredibly strong for last week's episode. People, like I said, all over the world are listening. You're listening to 91 Reasons, our Homestuck series, our journey into the far fringes of the internet, where people with horns dwell, and they covet new hoodies and new merchandise off of What Pumpkin and We Love Fine. My name is Jeff Tucker. I am joined, as always, by the resident Riverside Homestuck experts who are
Austin, Luna.
Yes, and you guys are here on a dark day. And why is it a dark day? Get in close and tell me.
We're on break. Another hiatus.
You're not on break from school. It's a hiatus from what?
The comic.
The comic took a hiatus. Oh, no. No, a hiatus until when?
April.
What are you going to do?
Reread and draw and stuff.
Reread and draw and stuff?
Gotta catch up on all the projects I've got started. I went to my Tumblr dash. Everybody's already insanely bored, editing little panels and mostly arguing.
But how often is it updates come out? Once a week or once a day or what?
It used to be whenever he had stuff drawn. The last act was on a schedule where he did it every other day.
Every other day. So this would be the other day that it's not posted. So if we were going through the normal scheme of things, you get an update tomorrow.
Yeah, which for us would be 9 o'clock because of time zone. So we'd stay up till 9 o'clock tonight and get it.
But how could people be going crazy if we haven't even reached the expiration date on when they would have gotten a new episode?
He put a news post up saying it's gone, goodbye.
It's over.
It's over.
Until when?
Back in April.
April.
We're hoping for some other news posts and merch and stuff, but he really just said, see you in April.
You guys are so spoiled. When The Empire Strikes Back ended in 1980 and Han was frozen in carbonite, Luke got his hand cut off and found out Darth Vader was his father. When the credits rolled, we had to wait 3 years. 3 years until we got resolution to that.
That's how it's always been set up. Homestuck's always been set up to read all in a row. He's been drawing nonstop for 6 years now, and now we're getting all these breaks in a row. It's unprincipled.
Damn you, hussy! Give us the pages.
He says he has the whole next act done, but it ruined our minds, so he's waiting till April.
What does that mean, ruin your mind?
He says in the year 2015, these youngins have problems with the feels, and he doesn't want to overdo our feels for the month.
Too many feels, bro. So, what happened at the end of this section?
We got a conclusion, but it wasn't really good. John retconned the comic so that a character who is...
Hey, the phone is ringing. Hold on, let's pause. All right, not to alarm anybody, but that was actually Andrew Hussey on the phone telling us to stop doing the podcast, and we were like, no, we're going to keep doing the podcast. Or it could have just been AT&T offering us a new phone service. You guys decide which. So continue. What was what were you saying?
Retconned the comic of a panel a few years ago where a character died, so now they didn't die. And then we jump back to last summer's update, where things are different now because of how he's changed it. And the problem is it wasn't a big twist that he brought her back to life. It just sort of we've been waiting for it to happen for a while now.
He sort of confirmed that was the character he was bringing back pages and pages ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we knew, so it wasn't a twist.
Are you avoiding saying it for spoiler or what?
Say Vriska.
Vriska.
Everyone's seen it by now.
You want to sing the song, Austin?
Oh, God.
Guess who's back? Back again. Did you say everybody on the internet was singing it? Vriska's back. Tell a friend.
The page she comes back to life on had a special URL. It wasn't page 9,300 blah blah blah. It was MS Paint Adventures / she's back.
Oh, she's back.
But the problem I have is
She was
that
never gone?
She was never gone. See, if it was like Nepeta coming back, it would be a big deal because
Yeah.
that character was written off.
It's not like she was been gone from the comic for a few years. Just a couple weeks ago, she was in the comic.
The whole act was about her in the afterlife, basically. Alternate version of her.
Were you saying we can't miss you if you don't go away?
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a big deal that she's back,
The retcon was
despite the fact that we've seen her.
The retcon was the perfect way to bring back some of the older comic stuff that we haven't seen relevant for a couple years now. And he goes in the character 10 pages ago. Oh, she's back now.
An
Like,
alternate version.
where'd she go? Like, we get it, she's alive now, but in Homestuck, that's just a status by her name on the wiki. It doesn't mean much for the plot.
Yeah.
Well, you've always said that Hussey just keeps going back and overlapping storylines and characters.
Yeah.
So, what so what you're saying is it's not a big deal that Vriska's back because she hasn't really gone anywhere.
10 characters come back to life every act. As many that die come back to life.
What's like when they killed Superman back in the 90s? They made this big deal, the death of Superman. You know, Doomsday beat him to a pulp and they died in each other's arms. And Superman was gone for like 6-7 months. We knew DC Comics was going to bring him back. It's Superman after all. So when he came back, it was like, oh, hey, Superman's back. Hey, great. Big shock.
Imagine if they killed Superman and then released a Superman miniseries about him in the afterlife, and then came out with the He's Back series.
They did.
They did.
They did.
What?
There was a whole storyline where Pa Kent was envisioning Superman in heaven. Like,
So, same thing, basically.
the reign of the Superman is what happened. So not only did we lose Superman, the flagship DC character for that time frame, but we gained the 4 people who they were like, who is the real Superman? And that was the cloned Superboy, the last son of Krypton who wore like the funky glasses. There was the Eradicator, which was like a bad guy, and then your favorite, that's where Steel came from.
Steel, the best DC hero.
Yeah, did you just say the best DC hero was Steel?
Steel. Nobody appreciates Steel.
And then one by one, after teasing us like, who's the real Superman, it was like, by the way, it's none of them. And then we got the whole comic of Superman in the afterlife and how he came back. So maybe Hussey's been reading Superman back issues.
Were they good issues?
Well, yeah, they were all right, I guess.
But it wasn't like a big plot twist that he's coming back.
No, it was the big
knew he
lead
was
up to the Nick Cage Superman movie that we wanted.
That never came.
No, it never showed up. What a bummer.
Darn.
But the main problem I have is that the character went back and tried to bring this character back in such a way that the past 3 years of Homestuck never happened, and then an alternate reality that doesn't matter. But the problem is that, yes, it means all the things that happened wrong didn't happen. Everything went perfectly right. But that means there was no character development.
Yeah, all character development has been erased.
Yeah, no, that's the risk you take when you either do a twist like that or whatever. There was 2 shows that were on in the 80s. There was one that was called Dynasty, and the spinoff was called The Colbys, right? And what happened was, I think I'm getting this right. It doesn't matter. It was 2 really big soap operas in the 80s, right? And in one of them, this guy died. This really popular character died, played by Patrick Duffy. So they had a full year without him. And they had the spinoff had a full year without him. Well, in one of the episodes, the woman gets up and goes to take a shower, and he's taking a shower, and he's like, hey, good morning, what's going on? And it was like, bum, bum, bum. And it turned out the girl was dreaming the whole year. Everything was a dream. He never died. She was asleep, and she woke up. Well, that's fine for that show. Mm-hmm. But the crossover spin-off show was like, well, what are we supposed to do now? Because we've been doing this whole year that he's dead, and we've had repercussions, and our people weren't asleep.
Yeah.
So anytime you retcon like that, you run the risk of really damaging your storylines, and more importantly, like you figured out, negating key events that have happened.
Yeah.
You can't just go and tell the audience, by the way, all that stuff you liked, it never really happened.
The problem is, with never anything bad happening in this timeline, the characters never progressed or went anywhere.
Yeah. During the 3 years on the Meteor, she did develop a drinking problem, and then when they get into their session, she learns she has to sober up to save the one she loves. And then Terezi gets a problem with their relationship, and ends up with her getting her eyesight back. And she can only do things when she's blind. When she gets her eyesight back, she's useless. So she has to learn how to put a blindfold on, fight with her eyesight, and just become she doesn't need the disability. And of course, now in this new timeline, that never happened. She's still blind. Rose never drank.
They're all perfectly fine.
Gamzee isn't there, so there's no danger. All the characters who murdered everyone are put to sleep. There's no danger at all.
How do you deal with a reset like that? Because it seems to me as if the next few segments of the comic that you would read, you'd have a little trouble enjoying it, thinking, well, he may just negate this too if he gets a crazy idea.
Yeah.
There's nothing at stake if you're just going to constantly, those magic slates where you ride on them and you lift up and it disappears. Mm-hmm. If you're just going to draw a masterpiece on that and lift it up, you didn't need to draw it in the first place.
Yeah. It was June 14th, 2013. That's where we're at in the comic now. We jumped that far back. Any update since then doesn't matter.
And that's a good 2,000 pages. Like, a lot of content. And most importantly, a lot of dialogue and character development happened in those pages.
What's the most major event that happened during that period that's now been erased from existence?
Terezi and Rose.
Yeah, it's the drinking and blindness. Because that's their whole character arc. Their whole character arc is
the
gone.
entire arc.
So that's all been reset.
In this timeline, everything went perfectly fine.
What the comic does is it skips ahead 3 years because the characters did nothing but sit around for 3 years. One of the most fan-favorite things to do in the fandom is draw comics of little adventures and stuff they did during the 3 years. Well, that's all negated now. None of that happened, ever. All the art is 100% non-canon.
Do you think maybe that's why he did it?
Well, right now Paradox Space is running one.
That's the problem.
Paradox Space is obsessed with the time on the Meteor because they can fit in stories here and there.
And this is the canonical second comic.
Yeah, those are all
Homestuck's
uncanon
companion.
now. They don't make no sense.
Why would he do this to his own art team? He's like, all those comics you guys are writing for the second comic? Well, they aren't canon anymore.
Yeah.
Do you have faith that he knows what he's doing, or is he making it up as he goes along?
We hope. He says he has it written up to the last act now. He has one or two more acts to write, and he's done.
Because the guy that I had faith in that knew everything from the beginning and had a plan was named George Lucas. And it was fairly obvious by the time we got to Revenge of the Sith that the guy had no plan. He was making it up as he went along.
He wrote Mace Windu in episode 1 all the way back in 1975.
Yeah, well, he might have had the name Mace Windu written down, but he didn't have I'm going to write a character that's going to be the head of the Jedi, but when he confronts the Emperor, he'll be killed in 3 seconds. That's great. I don't think that's what happened. Special appearance by George Lucas.
See, the thing is, though, I think he's doing this on purpose because I think John, the character who's retconning everything, the only character whose development wasn't affected because he's the one doing all the retconning, is going to go back and realize all this bad stuff had to happen.
Yeah.
And that he's going to learn
John's going to realize, he's going to zap in, and he's like, "Hi, friends!" And they're like, who are you again? We never knew you in this timeline.
We don't have a history together anymore.
Because him and Jade spent 3 years together on their ship. They weren't on the Meteor. They were on a ship together. In the new timeline, John died a couple weeks in, and Jade spent the 3 years alone. So none of that happened. All of John's friends, all the things he and Jade had fun together in 3 years never happened. He's the only one who knows about it.
I'm really thinking that he's going to go back and realize he can't mess with the retconning this much. And then he has to make the timeline go long in a way.
I don't know.
Does he have to retcon the retcon? Is that what you're saying?
He has to. I don't know.
That's ridiculous. Do it right the first time.
Wound it up. Hussey has all these big plans, but he's running out of pages.
Yeah, he just went back 3,000 pages, so obviously he has to write a new 3,000 pages. But he said the comic only has about 600 pages left, which doesn't make any sense.
Why does I don't understand? Why doesn't it make sense? Because there's too much story to tell.
Because it's taken 100 pages. Sometimes it's taken 100 pages to get a character to go from point A to point B.
Well, he would just have to speed it up.
Yeah,
That's what happens in scripts.
But every update, we go closer and closer, and he's still not speeding it up. We're still going really slow.
That's character development, because what happens is in most major works of fiction, you show the character learning a skill, whether that's sword fighting or magic or how to get someplace, so that later on when you bring that up, he just does it. You don't have to explain that he's learned all this. There's no more training. Luke spends most of Empire learning how to be a Jedi, so that when he faces Vader and fails, and then gets better in the second time he faces Vader. These are how characters progress. What I'm saying is, if it takes 100 pages to get from point A to point B the first time around, the second time you can just get there. In my novels, Jack doesn't get to the Island of Fear until 300 pages in, and then it takes him 100 pages to figure out how to get off the island. In book 2, he gets to the island immediately, does what he has to do, and then gets right off, because he's no longer the child that he was when he was there before. If your characters aren't growing and learning, there's no point to them. If they remain stagnant, the Hardy Boys are great, but they don't grow through 60 different books. Harry Potter grows from a timid young child to a guy who's basically saying, I'm going to face the devil at the very end.
Hussey was pretty good with that narrative-wise in Problem Sleuth, where it took hundreds of pages to show him walking through all the hallways. But by the end, you could just say, go here, and he'd magically appear on the other side of the entire universe. Because you figure he walked through to he did the little puzzle and beat the little mini-game and walked through the portal again and did all this. You just assume he did all that again.
Yeah, you don't have to show it again. The audience will go with you. They'll bridge that gap there.
But my problem is that if he says he only has 600 pages left, and he takes about 30 pages each retcon, it's very slow-moving.
You actually believe him? You don't think he's going to get to page 600 on this next leg and then go, by the way, I need 600 more pages? Because you guys will just go, awesome, 600 more pages. You're never going to, you're not going to get upset with the guy for finishing. What if he finishes in 550? You're going to go, where's our other 50 pages, pal?
Yeah.
There's no way to make you guys happy.
It's funny that Hussey on January 7th, he was saying, okay, pause coming up, guys. I have a lot written, but I have nothing drawn yet, so we're going to take a pause. And then the news post last night, he said, okay, I only have the entire next act written, an entire next act drawn, and almost the entire comic written. Like, it took you a year in the Gigapause to get 3 months of work done. But in this week and a half, you've drawn the entire act and wrote the entire rest of the comic?
Well, his Netflix was canceled, so he had a lot of free time on his hands to sit and do all these pages.
According to Twitter, he was in the hospital with Toby. I guess Toby had some energy drink or something.
According to Twitter, he was in the hospital, just like he said.
Some other guy was going on about he was hanging out with Andrew and they were playing Smash Brothers together.
In the hospital or visiting the hospital?
Visiting. Toby was in the hospital.
And what happened to Toby? Who's Toby?
He's the music guy.
Radiation Fox, a music guy who's doing Undertale. He apparently had some really caffeinated drink, like the craziest energy drink you can get, and he ended up in the hospital because of it.
Oh, sorry, we're laughing. Sorry, Toby, we don't mean to be laughing at your misfortune. But if you're in the hospital and you go, what are you here for? Energy drink. I mean, people, even the nurse is going to giggle at you. Because if you're drinking Monster, you should be going to church, right, Austin? What happens if you drink Monster?
You go to hell. I mean,
bottoms up.
Bottoms up, and the devil laughs. The devil laughs. But Hussey has said on his website the reason it's getting delayed is not because he's been playing Smash Bros. Going to the hospital. It's because he's been working on the video game.
Yeah, he says.
Oh, come on! You guys love to just torment me. I'm telling you, that game's never coming out.
In the news post yesterday, he says the development is going even much faster than he had anticipated. They're getting out all kinds of stuff. We're hoping that by 4/13 we'll get footage or a demo level or something to show us we're being worked on.
There's no way on earth that if this game ever comes out, it will live up to the years of expectation that have been built up. There's simply no way.
That's why he's hoping on quantity over quality. He currently has 6 games planned.
Oh, come on.
It's 2 games, each of 3 episodes each.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Point and click.
Yes.
Point and click.
Adventure game.
Telltale Games.
It's a text-based spoof.
He offered it to Telltale. Telltale said no. He also went to Valve and tried to get to them, but they also said no.
They said they were too busy with
Basically, Hussey conformed half.
Listen, if those companies thought they could make money off of it, they would have taken it. Money trumps everything. Doesn't matter how busy you are. I mean, you know me. I've taken jobs that I wasn't even sure how I was going to accomplish because they was like, well, we'll pay you. Then I will do it. So if Valve or Telltale or Steam or whoever it is had a way to make money off of that Homestuck game, or they saw what he had done and thought, look, for a minimal investment, we can finish this game and get it out in like 3 weeks, they would have totally done it. They got people working day and night in their offices doing code.
What Hussey's going to do anyway is put it on Steam Greenlight. Or if Valve says we'll sell that game on Steam, then Valve gets a cut of every sell. And if Hussey does trading cards, you can trade those with your friends. And every time you sell them to a friend, Valve gets some tax of the profit off that. So Valve's still going to make thousands of dollars off this game, even though they didn't sign the deal.
He still has to use the Valve apparatus is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the only good way to get a game out over the internet.
Right, because they've already got it in place. It's like me selling my books through Amazon.
Yeah, it's Amazon for games.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they want your content because it doesn't cost them anything except hosting it.
Yeah.
They're the middleman. They're like the PayPal.
One store page, and they get tax on every item or game that sells.
Oh, don't I know it? Through Amazon, Amazon makes more money per book than I do.
Yeah.
You know, but see, the gimmick is if I didn't go through them, I'd have to go through the regular channels of getting an agent, getting an agent to represent, getting an agent to broker a deal to pay me. And then when I found out, and I'm sure Hussey's looked at all this, if you go that route, unless you're selling huge, like J.K. Rowling amounts of books, i.e. also video games, you don't make a lot of money. When I've done signings of people who have gone that route and had their books published, they go, we don't make a lot of money off of our books. They probably make 30 cents a copy, and they don't sell a lot. What they're paying for is the company has the apparatus to sell your book and get it to legitimate channels if it manages to strike that chord with the general public, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go that route. By going through Amazon, by Hussey going through Valve, you make a lot more money. Even though Amazon's making more money per book, there's no better platform to make the book available globally.
Because you get a better cut?
Well, you get a cut, period. Yeah. I'm not selling any books going to the local swap meet and trying to sell them. No one's going to buy my book there. But if the book's available in Spain, and when they purchase it through Spain Amazon, and I make, $4 or $5, that's a win, because it didn't cost me anything to get that book in their hands. Mm-hmm. And I've sold books worldwide, so I get where Hussey's going with that. Like, that's the best route to go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't think there's a game. I in capital letters, that guy was like, don't doubt Hussey. I am doubting Hussey. Until I see the game, I'm doubting it. Because
$2 million to start his own game developer.
It doesn't matter. How much did they spend on Force Unleashed? And that game took, 3 years? You're kidding me. The phone's ringing again. Hold on, I got to take a call from Hussey. So, what'd you say?
Battlefront 3 was anticipated to be the biggest, most expensive Star Wars game ever. They spent so much money on this game. But the side part of the company was working on a game called Mercenaries 3. They weren't expecting this game to do so badly, but it became the worst-selling video game of all time, to the point where it put the studio making the biggest Star Wars game of all time out of business. They had 3D models of each Star Wars character, just like what Hussey posted, just T-pose generic models. And they had to sell them to a pinball company so they could use them in a virtual pinball game.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is, by Christmas time, we should be able to purchase the Homestuck pinball game, the virtual Homestuck pinball, right? Because that's the cheapest game to mod. Yeah. You just put in the gravity settings with the silver ball and brand it, I'm doing air quotes, brand it with whatever Kiss or Star Wars or whatever. It's the same game replicated.
That pinball company got a Disney license, so all they do now is make Marvel and Star Wars pinball machines by switching out a few of the characters.
Who's playing these stupid fake pinball games?
And they pay like 99 cents to add the Avengers pinball game to your game.
That's so freaking stupid. That is people literally wasting their money. That's somebody handing an iPad to a young child and going, look, there's $8 on my account, just buy whatever you want. The kid's like, well, if I buy these pinball machines, I can get 8. Basically, he doesn't know it. He's buying the same game 8 times with different characters in it. You know, like I've played Yahtzee. I don't need to buy a $50 Yahtzee because it comes in the Firefly ship. Come on. $50 for Yahtzee. I don't know how I got on Yahtzee, but I got on Yahtzee. But speaking of pinball, we should mention that we went to the Arcade Expo this last Friday in beautiful Banning, California, the middle of nowhere, about 4 or 5 miles from the Cabazon dinosaurs featured in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, if you kind of want to know where that's at, those of you listening around the world. But it was really cool because it was a huge selection of vintage pinballs, probably the largest in North America or maybe the world, and then a huge selection of vintage arcade games and shooting games, and we just had the greatest time. And the reason I bring it up is, Austin, you went in cosplay as who?
Cockhat.
You went as Car Cat, and some girl came up and was like, "I love your cosplay," and you were playing a game, and you're like, "That's cool, baby. That's cool."
Excuse you, I was playing hook pinball.
Oh, yes, you should say that. Tell them about that.
Hook pinball. This is the best pinball they had. It's got Dante Basco painted right in the front, and you can get the Bang-A-Wang bonus. And the pinball machine will scream Bang-A-Wang in Dante Basco's voice.
Yeah, if you hit the right thing, it goes Bang-A-Wang, and it's got Dante Basco right on it.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you playing it on the 91 Reasons Facebook page if you want to check it out. There's a picture of you and Luna actually playing the hook pinball. So even at the Arcade Expo, you were able to find Homestuck-related goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you met a girl who was, like, really into your costume, and we gave her a card to check out the show.
Yep. Speaking of cards,
Go ahead.
we now have 91 Reasons Homestuck business cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're legit. If you have business cards, you're legit.
I'm going to pass them out at WonderCon.
So at WonderCon, if you see Luna or Austin in their cosplay, do you know who you're going as?
I already have 3 costumes planned.
Oh, well, please, regale us.
I don't know which day is going to be which.
You should just go as Hussy.
Nah, I've already done that.
And pass out blank CDs and go, the video game's on here. It's on here.
Kyle.
Just like Kyle.
Kyle made a fake suburb startup where you put a disc in or download it, but I think he made a disc version. And it says suburb client, copyright Andrew Hussey, booting up, and then it just glitches out and breaks your computer.
But I'll be Caliborn, Callcat, and Kanaya.
Will you be going in any cosplay?
I don't know yet.
You haven't figured it out yet?
Come on, I already got it all planned. You
But
gotta
you-
help me make this stuff. We're
Yes.
gonna spray paint these props.
We have to spray paint props tonight. That's how busy we are in the Homestuck realm. You bought, what, like a plastic skull or something?
2 plastic skull masks.
And we're going to paint them green?
Yeah, to be cherubs.
Cherubs.
And a giant chainsaw. We're
And a
gonna spray
giant
paint
chainsaw.
white.
Spray paint white.
Yeah.
Why is the chainsaw white?
It's because it matches the Prom Sleuth art style because it's from Prom Sleuth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you're going to carry this around
Yes.
for like 10 seconds.
No, I'm gonna carry it around. Unlike the Zilly this is a plot I
He
can carry
hasn't
around.
figured out a way to retract it into lipstick yet. The one in the comic is the lipstick container that you unclip and it turns into a chainsaw.
Well, you should get cracking on that. Violate the laws of physics.
Hey, look, if Hasbro can make a transformer that's a little tiny box, and then 90 confusing steps later is a big pile of plastic that somewhat resembles a robot, I can make a chainsaw turn into lipstick.
Yeah.
Even if the lipstick doesn't look like
this is the
lipstick.
lipstick. It's a giant
Yeah,
box.
yeah. Is that a thermos? It's lipstick.
It's
It looks like a thermos. Does it have soup in it? No, it's a chainsaw. It transforms.
just as confusing as the Michael Bay Transformers.
Yeah, well, you're funny. You're going to have the only white chainsaw at WonderCon with a little weapons check tag around it. Because your white chainsaw might somehow injure somebody and actually be real.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. My favorite is when, like, I get when they bring in those big rifles and stuff that looks lethal and they have to get them checked with a weapons check. But the dumb stuff like the Harley Quinn hammers and the obviously fake chainsaws and Freddy gloves, they all have to have those little, this was checked by security.
You should see the Team Fortress cosplayers in weapon checks line. They have giant lollipops and fists. They have to get the fist weapon checked.
Are you saying fist or fish?
Fish.
Like in the ocean?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
It's a weapon in Team Fortress 2.
yeah.
So
But it's not a weapon in real life.
They gotta get a weapon
They
checked.
hold
Have-
it like a weapon.
You hold the fish like a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for
It's a
God's
reskin
sake.
of the baseball bat.
Same with the lollipop.
All right, so we have to tell everybody who's downloading, if you listen to episode 7, we promised at the end of that when we did today's episode, we were going to reveal our casts for the Homestuck live-action movie. And we were all set to do that except one thing. Austin completely misunderstood what we were talking about and thought we were casting an animated movie, and he was going to look up all these famous, in quotes, famous voiceover artists, i.e. people that are not Tom Kenny.
I can't think of any
Tom
live
Kenny
action
was only
people.
10 of the roles.
Yeah, you just go, oh, the live-action Homestuck movie? That's Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny and Billy West, we're done. Tara Strong.
Tara Strong.
Yeah, Dante Basco playing Dante Basco.
He's the only Homestuck with a mechanical voice. Mm-hmm. But Tom Kenny's the mayor. He's the mayor. You can't prove otherwise. He's the mayor.
All right, so what I thought we would do is let's just do the main cast of Homestuck and just discuss, we'll do it live, who would play them in a movie. So who's the main character?
John Egbert.
Describe John Egbert.
Quirky, naughty.
He's goofy and nerdy. He likes Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters 2, more than Ghostbusters 1.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
so
a prankster.
here's who I would cast. John Hader.
Who's that?
He played Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, God.
no.
Maybe.
I'm John Egbert.
Maybe.
I'm a normal
with a good
guy.
wig.
Yeah, exactly. John Hader
Yeah.
as John Egbert. Hey, how's it going? I'm Napoleon Dynamite, but I'm really John Egbert. Okay, so there's my pick.
Oh,
Anybody
I
else?
think that's
Dave.
there.
Okay.
Who's the next main character?
Rose.
Rose.
Rose the blonde.
Describe
She's,
her character.
She's
grimdark.
She's grimdark. She
She-
likes reading.
She likes Cthulhu,
Not
Lovecraft.
Cthulhu,
She doesn't know who Cthulhu is, but that sort of thing.
that sort of lore.
The Homestuck
Physically, what
version.
does she look like?
She's
Blonde
white.
hair.
She's blonde.
Blonde.
Those are canon. She's white and blonde.
And I
Okay.
know people are gonna argue in the comments that it's not, so we'll
black
post the comic
lipstick.
links to when they say that.
Oh, she like a goth chick?
Yeah.
So we'll cast
Just like Mandy from Billy and Mandy.
Feruza Balk. Feruza Balk is the girl from Return to Oz. When she grew up, she was in The Craft about witches.
Okay,
Here, you know what I'll do is while we're talking about these
Bring
people,
'em up.
I can bring you a picture on the internet, the interweb. It's a series of tubes, and we can look at who we're talking about. It'll take a couple extra seconds, but I think you will get it. So you know what Napoleon Dynamite looks
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
right? So if I put in, see, it comes up right away. Feruza Balk, her picture, like there's
Okay,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that picture of her. That is the chick you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
See, this is
Yeah.
what I do. This is what I'm good at. When we go to the conventions, all I do is scan the crowd and pick out celebrities. Even lesser ones. I'm like, that's the guy that was in the Morgan Spurlock Comic-Con documentary. And then that guy hung out with us for like an hour. Or I'm like, hey, there's the guy that was the ice cream scooper from Survivor. And then he hung out with us for a
The
while.
game show host hung out with us for a
Oh,
while.
yeah. Million Ways to Leave a Game Show. And we're like, hey, it's been great meeting you. And he's like, no, I got time to hang out. And we're like, it's been great. Okay. Have a seat. Join the family. Okay, who's the next main character?
Dave Strider.
Okay. Dave Strider. And he looks like what?
That.
Oh, that's who would you cast as?
Blonde.
That's
Cool guy.
Tom what's his name?
Who Tom? Who? There's a
Tom-
lot of Toms.
Tom what's his name?
Oh, Tom Felton.
Tom
Tom
Felt.
there. That's
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
okay.
That's Dave Strider. My God, it's like it was written for him. See, now we're rolling.
He even wears the black suit around the
Yeah.
whole movie.
He's a
He's
cool
like,
kid.
he's like, Candy Cane Holmes, you must be a troll. Okay, so who's the next main character?
Jade
Jade
Harley.
Jade Harley.
Yeah.
Okay, Jade Harley. Oh, she's dreamy. Oh, that's Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
Look at
yeah.
that. That's
She's quirky.
Look, that's her.
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel.
That's okay. That's an easy one.
We should be writing these down because someone's going to ask and they're going to go, we don't remember. Look at the episode. Because remember that one guy was like, where are the show notes?
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of show notes because I when I look at show notes for podcasts, you're like, well, this is exactly what's on the episode. I guess I don't need to listen. I want people to listen. So a lot of the show notes, in quotes, are just teases to get you to listen to the
We
episode.
put pictures on the Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
That's about where we
Yeah, that's our show
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the next main character?
Call cat.
You want to go to Trolls or the rest of the kids?
Kids.
Jane Crocker.
Jane Crocker. Okay, she's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I would cast Lizzie Kaplan. You know who that is?
No.
You probably don't know. She was in look, there she is.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
She was in Cloverfield. She's the one they went to rescue.
Okay. Yeah.
She's in a lot of shows where she takes her clothes off now, so you probably haven't seen a lot of her. Either her or what's the chick from Two Broke Girls? You know her name?
No.
This girl, Kat Dennings.
Maybe.
But I think the other girl was
No.
better.
Yeah, I think the other girl was better.
Yeah, Lizzie Kaplan. So look it up. For those playing along, Lizzie Kaplan as
Jane.
Jane Crocker. Okay, who's next?
Jake English. Oh, boy.
Jake English. There he is. Okay, he's kind of a hip dude. He's got a gun.
Mm-hmm. He's obsessed with Tomb Raider.
Obsessed with Tomb Raider. Probably not Justin Bieber, right? No.
What's wrong with you?
Many things are wrong with me. Well, this is kind of just like an every guy.
His Dante wears his tight little pants.
Oh, look at that. That's lovely.
I've seen people cosplay that
Yeah,
too.
so have I. It's terrifying. But no, he's just a normal. Like you could cast almost anybody in that role.
Yeah, he's generic.
He's
He's
gotta be
supposed to
like-
be generic adventurer
Yeah.
kid. So he's kind of supposed to look like that. And you try to make him look as much like John as possible, so it's a running gag. They get confused.
Okay. Well, I don't know because he just seems so I guess you'd cast an unknown actor because like he's not
anyone
very
could do it.
dynamic.
Anyone could work.
Yeah.
Anybody could be that guy.
The Alpha Kids weren't really supposed to be their own characters. You gotta
Okay.
force them.
Who else you got?
Roxy Lalonde.
I love how they come right up on
Yeah,
Google.
you just need the first name.
Yeah. Oh, she's like a free spirit.
Yeah, she drinks.
Yeah.
She's always drunk.
Was this the chick with the martini glass
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Comic-Con?
Yeah,
Let's see. Well, she's blonde, right?
yeah, she's blonde.
Well, it's not anybody I like, but I would cast Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
She's got geek credibility. She's got the
Okay.
exact
That's
look you
good.
want. And a lot of people right now are going, yes, that's who I would have cast because I love Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And then people are shocked when I go, I don't watch Big Bang Theory. It's got a laugh track. I can't watch it.
Despite
The
there
laugh
not being
track.
any funny jokes, the laugh track.
Now you're gonna lose listeners saying that.
Oh.
It's popular the world over.
It's got the moist guy.
Moist.
Yeah.
The worst. I make people need to take a
watching
shower.
Because I've known it's got so many known references, and my mom puts it on sometimes because she likes the known references. But I just don't find it funny. I don't laugh.
Yeah,
Bap
I-
Zingers.
I'm not getting the
Zongo,
joke.
Whatever.
And you know what might be part of that? Maybe part of that is going to cons and seeing the absolute overload of Bazinga and
Yeah.
that
It's
cat
just been done to
and
death.
the onslaught of what's the guy's name? Jim Parsons
Selden?
bobbleheads and wire holders
Yeah.
and scissor heads and oh my God! It put his mug on everything, including mugs. Okay, who's next?
Okay, Dirk
Dirk
Strider.
Dirk Strider. What does Dirk Strider look like?
There. There we go.
He's just like Dave, cool kid.
He's Dave's bro.
Yeah.
He's not a parent, so he kind of looks similar.
I see. He's kind of like a hip dude.
Yeah.
He looks like the Final Fantasy guy. Is he supposed to be like that?
He's supposed to be very anime-ish because of the glasses.
Let's see if I can find this guy here. How about Perfect Tommy?
Who is that?
Who is
Oh my
that?
god.
This is a guy from
Okay,
Buckaroo
yeah.
Banzai. I don't even know his name other than it's Perfect Tommy from Buckaroo Banzai. If you've not seen Buckaroo Banzai and you want to call yourself a nerd, you need to see Buckaroo Banzai. Buckaroo Banzai is, his name is Lewis Smith. Buckaroo Banzai is a blatant attempt at trying to create a sci-fi franchise by making a movie that's almost completely incomprehensible and begged for a sequel. But because it was so incomprehensible, it didn't get a sequel because it didn't make any money. Because it doesn't make any sense. Buckaroo Banzai. It's called Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. And it makes no
Never
sense.
even heard of it.
Yeah, it stars Peter Weller and Jeff Goldblum. All right, who else you got?
Are we going
Move
to
on to
trolls
trolls?
now? That's all the kids.
Okay.
Call cat.
Car Cat
The K.
with a K?
Not a C.
I got a key. Hold on. Carcat.
Yes.
Boom.
Beep,
Okay.
beep, meow, meow.
Now that person doesn't look human.
He's not human.
So it's got to be. So basically, what you're saying is you need to George Lucas this up by making Carcat a completely CGI character.
No.
How does he? What does he look like? Because I know
he's
some
really-
of these guys have
apparently
voices.
Got a husky voice. And he's like
Very angry.
It's a mixture. Half the fan's like, "He's Carcat," and all the music team's like, "I'm Carcat Vantis."
So it can't be like Gilbert Gottfried. I'm Carcat Vantress.
Oh God!
Aladdin, you gotta help me.
If it was animated, yes.
Yeah.
If it's animated, it's Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. Not actually Gilbert Gottfried in gray paint running around.
I'm supposed to be a troll in this Homestuck, which is weird because I've been Homestuck for the last 14 years. I don't know. Okay, sorry. So I apologize for that. Okay, so we need to find a guy to play Carcat. Now, this Carcat as a human, who played
Who?
in the Peter Pan live action movie that
Yeah.
was in 2003. Do you remember this one?
Which one?
Look at this guy.
Oh, okay.
Look at this guy. There, that guy played Peter Pan.
Uh-huh.
That's Carcat.
I could see
Dye
that.
his hair black. Give him, and he's got pointed ears already. That's why I
Yeah.
looked at that. His name is Jeremy Sumpter. Sumpter. He's very dreamy now. Like that. It's not a guy you know real well, but he played Peter Pan.
So it ties in.
Yeah.
So he could
that
be
works.
gray. Boom. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go with Peter Sumpter because if you try to go with the Hollywood way, you're gonna end up with this guy.
No.
You're gonna end up with the guy who plays PETA as Carcat.
No.
What's his name?
No.
Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
God.
So okay, hey, listen, this is how Hollywood works, man.
Oh,
No.
So who
same
else?
few actors.
So we're going with Jeremy Sumpter. It's not an obvious choice, but he's probably got good acting chops.
Yeah. Let's go in troll order. We're gonna get lost. Havros is next.
Tavros.
Oh, Radia's next, actually.
Oh, he's the guy with the giant
Oh
horns.
yeah. Skipped Aradia. I don't care about Aradia.
Tavros. We can't be Dante Basco because Basco plays himself.
Yeah, he
right?
plays
Yeah.
Tavros' son, technically. I
Also
guess.
his imagination?
Also his imaginary friend.
Yeah.
So does Tavros have a voice?
Yeah.
Tavros always talks like this because Octopimp did it a few times, and everyone copies Octopimp.
Okay, all right.
Okay, in comic, not using bad Octopimp, he stutters a lot and says a lot. Like, he
Yeah.
can't get everything out. He stutters badly.
Well, see, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know a lot of current young, hip stars, except for the ones who come to Knott's, and they're not that young and hip.
Mm-hmm.
But what about? Wait a minute. What about Barry Goldberg?
Oh!
What about
yeah. Okay, I see it. Yeah.
That guy. What's his name?
Okay.
I don't know
Doesn't say his name.
Yeah, I don't know his real name. Troy Gentile, who plays Barry on the Goldbergs.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you take this picture, like just imagine the horns.
It's already got that gold on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hey, we're rolling, man. We got people that we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
Aradia, because we skipped.
How do you
her.
spell Aradia?
Aradia.
Aradia. Oh, she's hot. Hey now. So we need a sexy, vivacious chick, right?
She's dead most of the time.
He's a ghost while running around.
Does she have a voice, or do we know?
No. Oh, there's a fan album where she's just sort of generic good singer because of the music.
All right. So is she crazy?
Yes.
Yes. Sort of.
Perfect. I'm gonna cast Winona Ryder
Yeah, okay.
because
that
she's
will-
crazy.
Yeah.
And Winona may be a little too old, but with CGI and lots of gray makeup, boom.
With great makeup, you can cast anyone. They
she's
look good.
she's
Yeah.
Aradia. She's crazy, and I get to put the chick I like right in the movie. She's in the movie. Winona, call me. I've just cast you in the Homestuck movie. Right? Who's next?
Who's next?
Solix.
How you spell that?
Sollux.
Solix
He's
Captor.
a computer hacker.
Oh, okay.
Game on.
He's a gamer. Noobs.
How
Draws
about
it with boobs.
Keanu Reeves?
Oh,
Oh.
God. It's like the reference folding in on itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you say hacker and stuff, and I'm like, well, just cast Neo. We have an unlimited budget here, so we can cast anybody we want. I'm Sullux. Whoa.
Oh,
yeah, man. All right, who's next?
Who is after Solix? Nepeta? Because we skipped Carcat. We already did Carcat. So
Nepeta?
No, ETA, not ITA.
Hold on, I gotta get it. ETA?
Yes.
Nepeta. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
girl.
Cutesy cat girl, but she also is a hunter who murders animals
She's a
and uses
poacher.
their blood to pick
Is this
walls.
what you're? This is who you are when you have claws on your hands
Yeah.
with the green jacket?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. So, Nepeta.
She's obsessed with shipping and murdering.
Yeah. She paints sipping walls with the blood of the animal that she poaches in the Autonian forests.
How about what's the chick from iCarly?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
What's her name? Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah,
How about that?
I can see it.
You can
Yeah.
see it, right? And she's hip, and she needs a
She's
job.
hip.
That
Kids like
Despicable
her.
Me stuff's not. I mean, she's not even in the new one.
Is she not? I
No,
thought
it's
she-
all about
oh, no, it's the
Minions.
Minion one.
Yeah.
She's not in
Gru,
the
Gru
Minion
doesn't
one.
show up till probably the last 10 seconds. They open,
They got
yeah,
keep
the
crawling
min,
for 10 minutes.
right. The Minions are like, who could be? It's at the door, and he opens it, and they're like, and then the credits, and then Steve Carell gets 10 mil.
Top billing and everything.
Yeah, Steve Carell is Gru in the last 10 seconds of Minions. All right, who's next?
Terezi, right?
How you spell Terezi?
Terezi.
It's
We
the
didn't do
outfit I'm wearing
Terezi
right now.
already?
Trezi.
No, yes, there is.
Terezi.
This-
Justice.
Is this
This is
a-
the outfit I'm
oh,
wearing.
this
Everyone
is the
makes her
dragon
talk
girl.
like a reptile.
This is a girl?
Yeah.
Who would you? God, all these people look the same.
Yeah.
They're so similar.
Minimalist style. He
You
only
just-
switches out the eyes and the hair.
Yeah, you just keep having to find like the same different. Okay, here's who I would cast as Terezi. I would cast what's her name from the Addams Family, Christina Ricci.
Huh?
Hold on, gotta see her young. There's Terezi. right
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Christina Ricci's crazy. She's absolutely insane.
Terezi's crazy.
Well, there you go. And she played Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
In gray makeup with short hair and the glasses. Yes.
Excellent. Who's next? We are rolling through this.
Kanaya.
Who says
Kanaya.
casting is hard? You just pick who you want, call them up, and write them a
I
check.
think we skipped Kanaya.
Yeah.
How you spell Kanaya?
Kanaya.
Kanaya West? Like the guy?
There I
No.
am.
Oh, this is the chainsaw.
Chainsaw. Hussey says she's a space lesbian vampire.
A space lesbian.
Yeah.
Well, that about covers
He
everything.
shares the star sign with her, so he too is a space lesbian vampire.
A space lesbian. Well, here's who I would cast. I would cast Marina Baccarin. She played in V. Look.
Oh,
Boom.
yes.
Yeah,
She was
okay.
also on Firefly.
Yes.
Wow.
That is Kanaya.
Listen, I don't know how to do a lot of things, but I can do this. I've directed enough shows that I can cast
Picturing in my head
people.
right now, it's
That's
perfect.
perfect.
She's
Yeah.
perfect, right? We finally
Yeah.
nailed
Perfect.
one.
Okay.
Okay,
Kanaya.
that's the first one. It's like, oh, perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I
She's
say,
Kanaya.
we're looking at a picture of Marina Baccarin. May I say from the bottom of my heart, okay,
Who
anyway.
we put for Rose?
Listen, there's no show notes, sir.
Yeah, they have to kiss.
Who's Rose? Rose what?
Rose
Lalonde.
Lalonde, remember?
Spell her last name?
Lalonde.
Oh, Rose. You'd say like,
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Who do you cast as her?
Rose Lalonde? Who was Rose Lalonde? Oh,
You're already
Kaylee,
forgetting.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Okay, she's
Well,
got to make out with Kanaya.
Listen, I endorse that wholeheartedly. Thank you, Mr. Hussey. All right, who's next?
Vriska.
V-R-I.
S-K-A. It's already come
Vriska.
up.
Oh, Vriska's a girl, too.
Yeah.
Okay. They all look the same, man. This chick looks
She's
just
got
like a
long
million.
hair.
Oh, for goodness sake. They all look the same. Vriska. What does Vriska sound like? What is her character?
I don't know. Hers is all over the place.
She changes a lot.
She's always just whatever people singing. Because people only ever sing as her. They never.
She
voice
has an
act as
eye
her.
patch, right?
Yeah.
For a while, yes. Then
So
she
what
gets
if
her
we
eye
did,
peel fixed?
Daryl Hannah in Kill Bill.
Oh.
You have to dye her hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Look at that. Imagine with black hair, because then we've
Yes.
already got the eye patch done.
Perfect. Just like Kanaya,
That's-
he's spot on. He's Swiss guy.
That's
Yeah.
L Driver.
Yeah.
L Driver from Kill Bill. And those of us who know Kill Bill are already hearing the whistle song in our heads. It's very, very awesome scene. Okay, we are rolling, man.
All right.
Who's next?
Equius. Sorry, Equius.
Spell Equius.
EQUIS. I messed up somewhere. It should come right up somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Look up Zayhawk.
Zayhawk.
That's his
Wait,
last name.
there's Equius.
Zach.
Which one's
or Zayhawk?
Equius? This is Equius?
That's Equius.
Yeah.
He's buff and strong. He drinks milk and horses and. Where's horses? Everything about it is
How do you
horses.
like this plush rump? Quite a bit, actually. I need several towels.
That
I
is-
don't know what's going on.
He always needs towels.
Click on that.
Everything makes him sweat. He loves being commanded.
This is a dude?
Yeah, everyone makes him talk like this.
Oh, well, there's only one person. You got to put him in there. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God.
Nicolas Cage is
Nicolas
Equus.
Cage.
Oh, yeah. And he needs the work. So he'll work for like a sandwich. Or Hussey's Taco Bell trips. I'll be happy to do your...
about that.
Yeah.
IPGD said, I can't believe Hussey's coffee table is made entirely of Taco Bell receipts glued together.
He's on this modern art.
It's like some modern art, yeah.
Ooh, boy. Okay, who's next?
Gamzee. EE, two E's. They're all six. They're all
Gamzee.
6 letters.
Gamzee.
Yeah, he's drunk stoner juggalo.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Look at the makeup. Look at the weird
Makeup,
look.
Yeah.
It's Johnny Depp.
Oh, God! I don't think
Listen.
I'll ever be able to see that.
I'm Gamzee. It's quite like the makeup I wore for Alice in Wonderland, and it's good because Tim Burton's directing the Homestuck movie, and I'll be in all 6 sequels.
Oh, God.
They've already paid me for all of them. I'm Johnny Depp.
Yes.
All right, we're rolling. Who's left? Is there any left?
Eridan.
How you spell that?
ERIDAAN.
Eridan. Oh,
Wizards. He's a wizard.
that's
He's
Daniel
not
Radcliffe.
conceived. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Either Daniel Radcliffe or Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, no.
Just go with Daniel Radcliffe.
No, come on. I'm Eridan.
No.
We've got to solve the crime. There's no crime to solve.
He's already got the scarf.
That's what I'm saying. Look at that. We're pointing at a picture of him. It's like Sherlock with horns.
It's a canon image, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
with the
boy.
scarf.
Ugh.
Who do you like better, Radcliffe or
I
Cumberbatch?
don't know.
Radcliffe. Okay.
Than him and Dave.
He wears the scarf too. I mean, if you squat that out
Yeah.
for Gryffindor colors, it'd be that guy. All right.
Fefri.
Fefri's the last troll.
Spell it.
Feferi.
This troll is terrifying.
Pfeffery. Pfeffery.
Fefri.
Oh, this is a chick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, baby.
She's a fish. Glub
She's.
glub.
Oh, this is the one that people wear the fins on their head,
Yeah.
right? We've seen a few of these at the con.
See, he's a ghost most of the time because
Yeah, she's the last troll to be shown and the first troll to die.
Here's who I would cast: Zoe Saldana, because she played the same part in Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
Boom! I love it when, and aren't we proud to say that it doesn't matter what your skin color is, because you get to be whatever you
Yeah.
want in Homestuck. It's inclusive, everybody. All right, is that it for the trolls? Who's left?
Other characters you want to
Yeah,
do, the other ones.
real quick. We got a few more minutes.
Roast
Space
right.
Slick.
Space, just Space Midnight Crew. You haven't done
Midnight Crew. We're doing it all in a row.
Yeah, Midnight Crew.
It'll come up.
Midnight
Midnight Crew. Okay, so they're the faceless kind of mob
yeah, they're
guys,
just
right?
carapace
Yeah.
shells. I don't really know what
So
they
we
look
talked
like.
about this in the car. To me, if you're going to cast, it's going to be Steve Buscemi, who played, you probably know him best as Garland Green in Con Air.
Yeah.
There's Buscemi, Clint Eastwood looks like, Robert De Niro, and that would be Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci, Buscemi, De Niro. We're going to take Eastwood out because he's not a mob guy. We need Buscemi, Pesci, De Niro, and then the big guy would be, what's that guy's name? Chaz Palminteri. You know who that is?
No.
Where? I'll show you the picture, and you'll go, "That's the guy. There he is."
Oh, yeah.
Boxcars, yeah.
Chaz Palminteri. He played a mob guy in 30 movies, along with De Niro
He used to
and
bite
Pesci.
someone's head off.
Yeah, there you go. So there's the Midnight Crew, all in one swoop.
Yeah.
Bang. Who else you got?
Dad Egbert.
Dad Egbert.
Dad Egbert.
He has no features.
There's nobody here.
He's got a nose. That's it.
That's it?
He's just got a nose. He's generic dad with shaving cream and a pipe and a tie. And
He's a parody
he
of
bakes
every
cakes.
generic
There's
dad.
only one guy to play this character. Ahmed Best. The guy who played Jar Jar Binks. Because he can wear that on the set and then digitally paint him out.
Just like
Wow.
the filming of episode 1.
Who else you got?
Oh boy.
What about Lord English?
Yeah, Lord
Yeah.
English.
What does he look like?
The buff version?
Oh
There
my
he is
God,
right
he's
there.
terrifying.
He's just CG.
Puppet?
Yeah, he's just a
He gets-
monster.
Can he be a
Yeah.
henchman
So
puppet?
it's a puppet, and it's played by who plays all these parts. It's easy. Hold on, I'm having trouble with my search engine. Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
There you
yeah,
go.
Okay.
Ron Perlman, who played
Perfect.
Hellboy,
Yeah.
who played in what's that biker show that he's on?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. And a million people are like, man, that's the greatest show ever. You don't watch Sons of Anarchy? You guys are nerds. Yes. Yes, we are. That's why you're tuned in. All right, so who else is left?
Calliope.
Spell that, please.
Calliope.
Oh,
This
Calliope.
character dresses up as a troll.
Calliope.
Oh, so there's another green person.
Yeah.
Well, they have a troll self they dress
They have
up
a troll
as.
self too.
See, that was the troll version of them.
The troll version is like
They gotta. Someone has to be able to play both.
play both. Okay.
Same character.
Okay. There's easy. That's I would say Arlene Sorkin. You're gonna laugh.
What?
What?
Arlene Sorkin is the voice of Harley Quinn.
Oh.
And in her younger days, she looked like Harley Quinn.
Okay.
So that's who I would cast,
Okay, I
because
can
she's
see
crazy.
And
Mr.
then
J.
Caliborn, her evil brother.
Caliborn.
He
Yeah.
tips his fedora.
Yeah.
There
He
was one
used
here,
to
right?
be evil. Yeah, he used to be evil, but now he wears a fedora around,
Tips
draws
it.
anime.
Oh, God. This one just says F you.
That's the image from the comic.
That's canon.
Who is he battling there?
No, he's hugging Jake.
Oh, he's
They're-
hugging
He
Jake.
threatens
They're
a
the best
character.
bros ever on their gay adventures.
Oh,
He
my
draws
God.
that and threatens to kill him if he doesn't set it as his phone background.
And then the next page is his phone background.
Okay. Oh, here's somebody dressed as this person. Look at that guy. That's a good costume. Wow.
That makeup's impressive.
Caliborn by Wolfsbane 12 on DeviantArt. That's amazing cosplay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a real person, so I don't. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could cast anybody in that role. You could cast who's the guy that's from High School Musical that's in everything?
Who?
The main guy.
Oh, okay.
What's his
I
name?
forgot his name.
I love that you guys don't have any concept of
No.
current pop culture. That guy's in all these
We don't
movies.
care about mainstream
Zac
pop
Efron.
culture.
Zac Efron. It's Zac Efron.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, I knew. I didn't think a long time.
Just takes you a minute.
Long time.
What else you got? Who else?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Because I'm gonna say real quick, John Cusack, the guy from Con Air.
Yeah.
He's gonna play Andrew Hussey in the movie.
Oh, okay.
He'll get lip implants,
Lip implants.
or they'll augment it with CGI. But he'll be the guy, like Lemony Snicket, like he's narrating.
Yeah.
He'll be the narrator, and you'll see him like in fleeting shots, running around with the updates until finally settling down to finish it up in the finale of the movie.
The updates are a bowl of candy that you eat the updates. Hussey eats the updates.
He eats the updates.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. All
It
right.
doesn't make any sense.
Anybody
Doc
else?
Scratch.
Doc Scratch.
Who?
Doc Scratch.
Doc
If you
Scratch.
think we couldn't get any featureless, here we go.
Yeah,
This guy's head is just a round circle.
Oh. Well,
But he's a suave gentleman guy.
He's really suave.
we'll just cast Jack in the Box and take the crap off his face.
He's
It's
an
Jack in the Box.
excellent host.
How does he talk?
He's all suave.
Yeah, he's like,
excellent host.
Hello,
He's a very high vocabulary.
I'm a very
Yes.
suave guy, because
He's
this,
just all
this is how he would talk if he didn't have a... He has no mouth, so if he's talking from inside that's how he would talk. I am Doc Scratch.
People cosplay him.
What? What do you mean people
Look it up.
cosplay?
Look it up.
Look it up,
Cosplay.
look it up.
It's right there. You can click on it. Cosplay.
Doc Scratch cosplay. And it's just a big bubble on your head. It's like people who walk around dressed as that dead mouse guy.
Someone cosplayed Mexican Doc Scratch.
What? Why?
That's a fandom thing.
Why? Here's who I would cast as Doc Scratch. The guy from the Bic Pen. You know who that guy
Yes.
is? There, that guy. The Bic Pen logo. We'll make it kind of like, what's that movie with Charlie Sheen?
No.
Food Fight?
The Ikes.
He's the Brad, yeah.
God.
All right, anybody else, or we'd get them all?
Google Alpha Trolls and knock them down in one swoop.
Alpha Trolls?
Yes. There they are.
Which ones?
All 12.
Click on that.
That's the canon images.
We didn't just do all these people?
No,
No,
these are their children, technically.
Oh, okay, so is this Dante Basco?
That's
or-
Dante Basco there, yeah.
So he plays Dante Basco.
That's Damara. She speaks Japanese, and she's completely rude, and everything she says is the dirtiest stuff in the entire comic, but it's okay because you can't read it unless you Google search it. It's all another language.
Well, here's what I would say. I have a type of woman that I like. I prefer black hair. And even me, who has cataloged an entire lifetime of looking at women with black hair, I can't come up with enough celebrities to match this many people. Oh my
It's a
God,
lot
it's
of
all the
people.
same. Okay, fine. Samantha Mathis, Winona Ryder, who we already used. There's a million chicks with black hair. Shannon Sossaman. You can Google them and
Yeah.
you'll know exactly. They all look the exact same. All the girls I look at look exactly the same. So that's who those would be. Who is this steampunk one with
That's
the goggles? Horace?
Yeah, he's a very more not safe for work version of Equius.
Oh my God.
He really likes horses.
And who's the 50s guy?
That's Cronus. He's a troll, but then he discovered human culture, and he discovered he wants to be a human, specifically of the greaser culture.
So okay, so he's a greaser guy.
Yeah. He doesn't light a cigarette because that'd be a perfectly good waste of a cigarette.
All right, well, we have done it, folks. We have cast the Homestuck movie in our own minds. We're going to do a post on Reddit. So if you listen to the episode and you want to join the conversation, what is your Reddit handle?
Become him.
Become Imp will be there to not moderate, but to join in the conversation. If you have your own ideas as to who you would cast in the Homestuck movie, this is a conversation that could go on for days because everybody has their own ideas. But you can post pictures there and links and come up with whatever you want. So anything you want to talk about before we sign off for this week's episode?
I think we've covered it all. We'll be at WonderCon.
Yeah, well, we'll have more
talked about
episodes
that.
between now and then.
Yeah,
We'll be at WonderCon handing out our brand new Homestuck-themed business cards for 91 Reasons.
All the way to WonderCon. The comic will not have updated once.
Oh, I know. There won't be any updates until after WonderCon.
April 13th.
The week after
The week
WonderCon.
after WonderCon.
Wow, so you got a long ways. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's the Homestuck survival guide?
I don't know.
Go back and read it again, right?
Read it again. Everyone tries to find other fandoms to tack onto, but as soon as the comic comes back, they forget them all.
Of
When
course.
the Gigapause first hit, the first thing I did was say, all right, everyone on Tumblr's right, Homestuck's ending. I
Yeah.
need to watch some Will Tumblr fandoms, like Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Attack on Titan, Danganronpa, Free, those were all giant, and then as soon as Homestuck came back, they just disappeared. No one cared anymore.
I'm just gonna say it right now. Halfway through the Attack on Titan, the series was so bad I had to stop watching it. And halfway
I know, it's weird because you flared up with a lot of Attack on Titan. Like, you were going to buy the costume and the
Because
bag.
It's all cool. The stuff in it's cool.
Those-
The storyline's amazing, and the world they set up, and then the actual show is it's unwatchable. It's so boring.
Everything about it is cool, but the show itself.
They
But
set
the
up-
show is supposed to anchor the fandom.
No, I like everything except the actual show.
The
It's
aesthetic's
boring.
cool.
All the characters do is cry, and it's all angsty. Like, just you have giant monsters. Just fight them. Just fight the giant monsters.
That they can't, then it would just be Pacific Rim. You got to have emotional.
But the whole show is just close-ups
Yeah.
of the characters' faces, all angsty. That's the whole show.
Well, that's what Adventure Time is. It's a lot of stuff, but really, Adventure Time is about getting embarrassed.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all you
about
ever do
being
is get
socially awkward.
embarrassed.
Yeah, everything's about every episode is like you take a drink every time somebody gets red cheeked. All right, well, we're gonna sign off for this week. We'll have another episode next week. During the pause, we'll have lots to figure out ways to talk about Homestuck.
And I'm gonna say right now, please reread the comic during the pause. I did it during the Gigapause, and I do not regret it. It was the best decision I ever made. If you've only read Homestuck the first time you read it and haven't reread it through, during the pause is a great time to catch up and read the whole thing over again.
So go on Reddit and let us know if you read it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Find us on Facebook, 91 Reasons. Check out our other episodes. There are 7 more Homestuck episodes. Where does the 8 go, Luna?
That's Vriska's quirk. She really puts it anywhere when she gets upset, so you can throw it anywhere. The U, maybe, is a good spot.
All
I
right.
don't know. There's no perfect spot.
Just have to find a place to park the 8.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening. If you want to support the show, like us on Facebook. You can support our Patreon page, patreon.com. Look up 91 Reasons. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. It helps us for the hosting of the episodes on Podomatic. You can listen on Stitcher. You can leave a review for us on iTunes. That's a great way. Costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time to leave us a review on iTunes. We just got a review this week from a Homestuck listener. We really love that. Thank you so much. We'll try to highlight some of the reviews next week. Maybe we can pick up a couple of new Homestucks. So if you go on there and give us a review, we'll mention you next week as a way of saying thanks. You can buy my books on Amazon.com. I am the author of 3 books, The Sixth Key, The Lost Station, and my newest book, The Infinite Backward, all available as a paperback or as a Kindle download for only 99 cents. Each one connects to the other. It's a huge, almost over 1,000-page story about a young girl who gets a summer job at the Magic Castle and learns all these secrets about magicians and history, and it's a little like Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Nancy Drew. It's perfect for early teens on up to adult. It's a great series of books. We'll be selling those physical signed copies at WonderCon. So find us at WonderCon and let us know you're a 91 Reasons listener. It makes it all worthwhile because as we sit here in Riverside recording these episodes, it is crazy to think how many people are listening, right? Like, that's weird, right?
All over the world.
All over the world. And we love to watch the numbers go up and the countries go up. We actually get a global map, and anytime somebody from that country downloads, it lights up. So it's really cool that you're all listening. We hope you're digging it. We hope that you are sitting in your room knowing that Homestuck is a global phenomenon. You are not alone. Go to a convention. Find the Homestuck meetup and find friends that you didn't know that you had because they are out there. We are out there, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're ready to believe you. Wait, that's the Ghostbusters.
I'm happy to meet any listener at the con.
Yes.
I also have business cards.
He also has business cards, which he will sign for you with all his personal Tumblr dashboard information.
I hardly go on my Tumblr.
You're Goop
No.
My Fries, right?
I'm Goop My Fries everywhere.
Gunt My Fries. Gunt my Fries.
The only exception is Steam because I sometimes switch my username to Wallplay.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you had a great time. I'm Jeff.
I'm Luna.
I'm Austin.
And together, we are 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?